My dear friend, today I invite you to take a quiet moment with me as though we are sitting together in a peaceful room, where the world has slowed down just enough for us to reflect on something deeply important. Your health, your well-being, and the food choices that shape the way you feel every single day. You see, food is not just fuel for the body. It is medicine. It is comfort, it is memory, and it is energy. But here's the shocking truth that so many people, especially seniors, are not told. The very foods that you trust, the ones that feel like familiar companions on your plate, can sometimes turn into hidden enemies. And when they do, the results are not immediate, not dramatic. Not always obvious, but they slowly and silently chip away at your strength, your clarity, and your ability to enjoy life fully. As we grow older, the body becomes more delicate, more sensitive, and less forgiving. The organs that have served us faithfully for decades, the heart, the kidneys, the liver, the digestive system, even the brain, are no longer able to bounce back as quickly from strain or abuse. What this means is that the foods you could once eat without worry in your younger years may now leave behind a heavier toll. For seniors, what seems like an innocent indulgence can sometimes be a silent trigger for problems like high blood pressure, joint pain, brittle bones, memory lapses, or chronic disease. And yet, because these foods are so common, so deeply woven into our diets, they are rarely questioned. Let us walk together step by step through these everyday foods that often sit quietly in kitchens, refrigerators, and cupboards, waiting to be chosen. They don't come with warning signs. They don't announce themselves as harmful. Instead, they smile at us from bright packaging, tempting smells, or nostalgic flavors. But once you see them for what they are, you'll never look at them the same way again. Let's begin with one of the most beloved yet most dangerous categories of food for seniors: processed meats. Think about the smell of bacon sizzling on a Sunday morning, or the convenience of deli slices folded into a sandwich. These foods feel harmless, even comforting. But behind their taste lies a dangerous reality. Processed meats are filled with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, chemicals designed to keep the meat looking fresh and lasting longer on shelves. Unfortunately, once inside the body, these compounds can form harmful substances linked to cancer. Add to that the sky-high levels of sodium, salt that strains the kidneys and silently pushes blood pressure higher. And you have a food that slowly weakens the body rather than nourishing it. For seniors, whose hearts and kidneys may already be under stress, the price of enjoying processed meats can be far greater than it seems in the moment. Now let us turn our attention to sugar, the sweet comforter that has found its way into nearly everything we eat. Cookies, cakes, pastries, sodas, and even so-called healthy cereals are often overflowing with added sugar. When we are young, our bodies can tolerate the occasional sugary indulgence. But in older years, sugar becomes a thief. It robs you of energy by spiking and crashing blood sugar levels. It steals your memory and sharpness by fueling inflammation in the brain. It even accelerates the aging process itself, stiffening tissues, weakening the immune system, and making it harder to fight off illness. For seniors, excess sugar can pave the way for diabetes, dementia, and frailty. Imagine something as innocent as a slice of cake or a sweetened cup of tea quietly, becoming a contributor to confusion, weakness, and decline. That is the hidden danger of sugar. The third culprit is fried and fast food, a temptation that is difficult to resist. Crispy fries, golden fried chicken, onion rings, and packaged chips all share one dangerous trait: unhealthy fats. These trans fats and heavily refined oils clog arteries, starve the heart of oxygen, and inflame the joints. For a senior, this can mean sudden chest pains, reduced mobility, or painful arthritis that makes simple movements difficult. And because fried foods are addictive, many people find themselves reaching for them again and again, unaware that every bite is contributing to silent damage. Closely related to this are the so-called convenient foods, canned soups, instant noodles, frozen meals, and packaged snacks. They may seem like a blessing when energy is low or cooking feels like a chore, but these foods are often overloaded with salt, preservatives, and chemical flavor enhancers. Excess sodium leaches calcium from bones, making them brittle and prone to fractures. Preservatives add strain to the liver and kidneys. Artificial flavors confuse the digestive system, and in the long run, this convenience comes at the cost of independence and vitality. Another hidden danger lies in the promise of sugar-free. Many seniors, hoping to protect themselves from sugar, turn to artificial sweeteners found in diet sodas, sugar-free candies, and packaged foods. But research shows that these artificial sweeteners can disrupt gut bacteria, confuse the body's ability to process real sugar, and in some cases increase cravings for unhealthy food. Far from being a safe alternative, they may actually be quietly damaging the metabolism and creating new health problems. At this point, you may be wondering, if so many foods are harmful, what is left to enjoy? The answer, my friend, is that nature has already given us a beautiful array of foods designed to strengthen, heal, and energize the body. For every harmful option, there is a wholesome, healing alternative. Instead of processed meats, you can enjoy fresh fish, lean chicken, or beans and lentils full of protein and fiber. Instead of refined sugar, sweeten your life with fresh fruits, apples, berries, and dates that bring not only sweetness but vitamins, antioxidants, and healing compounds. Instead of fried foods, try steaming, baking, or air frying, which brings out flavor without drowning the food in unhealthy oils. Instead of canned soups and packaged meals, prepare simple homemade soups with fresh vegetables, herbs, and spices. Instead of artificial sweeteners, trust the natural sweetness of fruit, honey in moderation, or even cinnamon to enhance flavor. Now let us pause and reflect on the bigger picture. The foods you choose each day do more than satisfy hunger. They shape the quality of your life. They decide whether you wake up with energy or with fatigue, whether your memory remains sharp or fades, whether your bones remain strong or fragile, and whether your heart beats with ease or with struggle. Every bite is a decision. Will you choose medicine or will you choose poison? Think of food as a river flowing through your body. If the river is clear, pure, and nourishing, it strengthens every organ, refreshes every cell, and carries away toxins. But if the river is polluted, clogged with chemicals, sugars, and unhealthy fats, it slowly erodes the banks, poisons the soil, and leaves the land barren. Your body is the land, your food is the river. The choice of what flows through you is yours. I want you to imagine for a moment an elderly man sitting at his kitchen table. On one side of the table is a plate of bacon, a glass of soda, and a slice of cake. On the other side is a bowl of fresh salad, grilled salmon, and a cup of herbal tea. The man hesitates, knowing that the first plate brings comfort, nostalgia, and flavor, while the second plate represents discipline and health. Now ask yourself, which plate gives him not only pleasure for a moment, but strength for years to come? That choice, repeated daily, is what determines how gracefully he will age. This is not about fear. It is not about deprivation. It is about awareness. When you know the truth, you can make better decisions. When you make better decisions, you give your body a chance to thrive. And when your body thrives, life itself feels fuller, brighter, and more joyful. Science supports what wisdom has long told us. Fresh, natural foods protect the body. Diets rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins have been shown again and again to lower the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and dementia. They strengthen bones, sharpen the mind, and preserve independence. And the best part? These foods are not only good for you, they taste delicious when prepared with care. Herbs, spices, and natural seasonings can turn even the simplest meal into a feast for the senses. So, my dear listener, the shocking truth is not that food can harm you. That is obvious once you see the evidence. The real truth is that food can also save you, heal you, and gift you with years of strength and joy. Every time you choose water over soda, fresh fruit over cookies, or home-cooked meals over processed packages, you are voting for your health, your independence, and your happiness. And if you are wondering whether it's too late, let me assure you it is never too late. The body is remarkably resilient. Even in later years when harmful habits are replaced with nourishing ones, the body begins to repair itself. Blood pressure lowers. Energy rises. Memory sharpens. Joints loosen. Bones strengthen. Within weeks, you can feel the difference. And within months, you can transform the course of your health. So let us end on a note of hope. Yes, there are foods that secretly harm seniors. Yes, they are common, familiar, and often tempting. But once you know the truth, you no longer have to be their victim. You can take control, one meal at a time, one choice at a time. And in doing so, you give yourself the greatest gift. The chance to live your later years not in sickness or weakness, but in strength, clarity, and joy. Food is not just what you eat. It is the story of your health, the foundation of your vitality, and the path to your future. Choose wisely, and you will discover that aging can be not a decline, but a journey of continued growth, wisdom, and vibrant living.